All right, FightHype.com, Sean Zattel here, the former lightweight champion of the world, Mickey Bey. Mickey, awesome shirt, man, to start off with.
Oh, thanks, man. Thanks. You know, just representing the legend.
Is that your favorite fighter ever, maybe, or
outside the ring? Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, but usually I'm in my fighter's gear, Devin Haney or Darren Cunningham. You know, I've been wearing them more than Nike, representing my guys.
Right.
Yeah, I'm wearing one of their shirts every day. But you know, this ain't bad. Muhammad Ali, he's a good role model, so can't really beat that.
Absolutely. But Mick, man, just to jump into what's hot right now. I was talking to, just now you saw us talking to Bill and Dev about a potential Gary Russell fight, but just to get into it, man, what would separate the two fighters? What makes Devin Haney the better fighter than Gary Russell if that fight happens?
Well, I ain't just saying this because, you know, Devin is my guy, but he can do everything better. Some stuff I won't give away in case Gary does man up and sign the contract, but it's nothing that he can beat. The only thing possibly he can match him at is what every fighter can have, is getting in shape and having heart. But other than that, Devin has every advantage. It's so many that I don't even want to scare him out of the fight more than it is now. And I can't really say direct, but I can promise you he can't do one thing better than Devin.
What about hand speed, Mick?
Gary is real fast, but Dev's speed is a different kind of speed. I guess he can punish you with his speed. You can have speed and and it's kind of sloppy when you throwing it slaps and all that. But when Dev throw his speed, it's like a Ferrari. It's different, you know. It's like knife going through butter. So when Dev throwing his speed, he putting cats on the mat. You know, it's different.
When you got two guys who got fast hands, then does it come down to skills and timing? You know, and is that where you feel Dev has got that edge over Gary?
It can come down to that. You know, it's a lot of aspects that it can come down to. One thing about it, you know, we got a great team and we got mean IQ in our camp. So Devin is a special fighter. He can adapt. He can get in the ring. You can give him a blank canvas, and he could paint a beautiful picture. That's the difference with him and a lot of fighters. He can just get up out of his bed. Literally, he done this. You know, he can wake up, get in the ring, and put on a beautiful show. So that's the difference. He don't have to overthink. You know, where a lot of fighters gotta study their opponents all day and stuff like that. Dev can get up in there, and his worst day, you wouldn't even know it. It's gonna still look good.
What have you thought about Gary Russell? I mean, I know you're from Ohio. He's from the D.C. area, not too far away, right? So what have you thought about Gary during his career?
He's a real good fighter. He fought one of my teammates a lot. It probably was his last loss, to be honest, before Lomachenko. My little dude, Mark Davis, who came up on my team. They fought several times. You know, him and Rashid Warren probably were the only two to beat him in the last 15, 20 years, other than Lomachenko. And they both, one is from my gym and one is from my area as well, both out of Ohio. Gary always been a spectacular fighter, but that's the only reason that Devin wants to fight him, because he wants to prove, okay, me at 20 and 21, I'm willing to step up and take this kind of fight, because he came to him asking for it. Devin wasn't looking his way. He was looking for Lomachenko, Teofimo, guys like that, even Luke Campbell and Ryan Garcia, but none of them wanted to fight him. You know, they made Lomachenko the franchise champion. He wanted to fight him for his belt because he wanted to make history. Devin wanted to make history. So when Gary came out talking and stuff like that, I mean, Dev said, why not? You know, it's easy work to me, but it's a great credible win against a veteran that's experienced. He only lost one fight, and he reigned as a champion for a long time. That's a great matchup, even though I know how easy Devin to win the fight. I think it'll still be entertaining.
Would he win by knockout?
Yeah, definitely. Yeah.
Why is that, Mick? Could you give us any?
Because he biting off more than he can chew. He doesn't really know. Knowledge is power. You know, he don't really know what he got coming. See, it's a difference when you've been in there with him before. It's dangerous what his thought process can be, and it's probably age, because he's thinking, okay, young. But believe me, it's a whole nother animal. Getting in the ring with Devin is a whole nother different thing. Seeing it up close and knowing it's a fact. Like, I'm not, usually you would worry about putting a Gary Russell in there with a 21-year-old. With me, I'll sit in the corner with a recliner chair because I know how easy it's.
That's how confident you are.
Oh, that's how confident I am.
No, you know, you brought up Mark Davis as the guy to beat him in the amateurs. Mark was I guess there when the Terrence Crawford, Gary Russell saga happened. What did you think when Gary started talking about Terrence Crawford and then he talked about Devin and all? What do you make of
it was entertaining, but we know that he didn't really mean what he said. Like, it was real, it was funny and all of that. Honestly, I didn't even watch it. I heard what he said, but I'm like, man, number one, Terrence, like, come on, that ain't gonna happen. But now he got the offer. DHP, Eddie Hearn, they working it out, man. Whatever he asked for, I'm sure it's on the table and all of that. So, you know, he got, if he really about what he say, then, you know, let's do it. And Devin wanted sooner than later. So, you know, he ready for it.
And lastly, Mickey, you know, should we get this fight, people will talk about size. How does that play a factor into this fight?
Well, to me, the size isn't an issue because they might weigh the same amount right now. Right now, if you was to throw them on the scale, but every fighter in the history of boxing went up weight classes. I'm sure Devin will go up in weight. So Gary going up in weight is no different than Whitaker. When he said he a great fighter, which he got a lot of talent. Whitaker went up. He was 5'5". He went up and won at 47, 54.
54.
You got guys like Pacquiao, Floyd, Ray Leonard, Hearn. Every single fighter in boxing went up weight classes. Gary's been that weight a long time. And if I'm not mistaken, he said the reason why he lost to Lomachenko was because of weight, right? So maybe he should have been up in weight class. But, you know, we don't want the weight excuse. You know, our guy's only 21 years old. And we know he could shut Gary out. Like, convinced, I'm talking about a wipeout.
Thanks so much, man, Mickey. Just awesome breakdown you've given us, man. As always,
definitely. That was straight off the head. I didn't even know he was coming today. He's sitting premeditate this stuff. You know, he premeditates. This was a freestyle. You know, we just jumped straight on the camera. But yeah, but that's how I like it, though.
Thank you, Mickey.
Oh yeah.
Thanks, champ.